There is a law, unchanging, invisible, and unfailing, that whatever you speak with faith becomes clothed in form. Money is not an enemy, nor a stranger, it is a servant awaiting your command. Most speak from lack, and so lack obeys. But when you speak from certainty, supply rushes to fulfill your words. The universe knows no delay when you are in perfect agreement with it. Cast out every shadow of doubt. Stand as one who already possesses the thing you desire. Your word is law to all substance. The sentence is this: I am fully paid and richly supplied now. Every channel is open, and money comes to me instantly and in perfect order. Say it as one giving orders to a willing messenger. Feel it as complete, and watch money move toward you with speed and precision, for it must obey the voice of faith. Power of the spoken word. Your word is your wand, shaping the invisible into the visible, turning the formless into the formed. Every utterance, charged with belief, sets unseen forces in motion, whether for good or ill. Most people scatter their power by idle speech, speaking of lack, debt, difficulty, and delay, and then wondering why these very conditions fasten themselves to their lives. The spoken word is creative substance, clothed with the emotion behind it, and it cannot return empty. It must accomplish what it is sent to do. When you speak from the authority of faith, every vibration of your voice is a command to the infinite storehouse. You are never repeating mere words. You are sending decrees into the unseen, where they are immediately acted upon by divine law. This is why one sentence, rightly spoken, can open floodgates of supply and bring money in unexpected and perfect ways. Your word is a seed, and the soil of the universe is always fertile, always ready to receive. If you plant seeds of fear by saying, I can't afford it, or money is hard to come by, the soil does not question, it brings forth after its kind. And if you plant seeds of abundance by saying, I am richly supplied now, the soil again does not question, it brings forth after its kind. The difference is not in the universe, but in the sower. The power of the spoken word lies in its ability to instantly align your conscious and subconscious mind with the truth you declare, and when this alignment is complete, the outer world cannot help but conform. The moment you speak from absolute knowing, doors swing open, channels appear, and supply rushes toward you as if it had been waiting just beyond the curtain of the unseen. Money is not cold, lifeless metal or paper. It is a symbol of energy, and energy obeys the voice of authority. It does not respond to begging or wishing, it responds to a clear, unshakable decree. When you say with certainty, money comes to me now in perfect ways under grace, you are not hoping, you are commanding, you are not asking, you are aligning with the truth that supply already exists in abundance and is yours by divine right. The moment your inner word matches the truth of infinite supply, the outer world hastens to reflect it. This is the reason one sentence, spoken in the right spirit, works faster than endless hours of worry or effort. Fear-filled words close the channels of supply as surely as faith-filled words open them. The universe is impartial, it mirrors back to you the tone and content of your speech. When you say, I never have enough, life answers as you wish. When you say, I am surrounded by plenty, life answers as you wish. The power rests in your ability to choose your words deliberately and to feel the reality of them in your bones. Every time you speak of abundance as though it were already yours, you strengthen the magnetic pull that draws it into form. The spoken word works instantly in the realm of cause, though it may seem to take time in the realm of effect. The moment you declare, I am fully paid and richly supplied now, the law moves. It begins to arrange circumstances, shift situations, and stir people to act in ways that deliver to you what you have claimed. It is not your work to wonder how, it is your work to keep your word steady and your faith unshaken. The how belongs to the infinite, and it is always perfect. You must speak your sentence as though it were already fact, for in the unseen it is. Your voice is a tuning fork, and the world around you is the instrument that responds. Strike the note of prosperity and opportunity, and watch as it resonates through every channel in your life. Strike the note of lack and limitation, and it too will echo faithfully. You cannot speak of poverty and expect riches to appear. You cannot complain of what is missing and expect it to be supplied. The spoken word sets the tone of your life, and the tone determines the melody you experience. When you deliberately choose the melody of wealth, comfort, and divine provision, the harmony will follow. There is no virtue in timid speech when it comes to calling forth supply. Whispering your good is like giving half a signal to the universe. Speak boldly, for you are not making something out of nothing. You are calling forth what already is. The infinite storehouse is filled to overflowing, and your word is the key that unlocks it. Money, like all good, responds to confidence. If you approach it with fear, you push it away. If you approach it with authority, it comes gladly. The power is not in the coin, nor the paper, nor the bank account. The power is in the unseen law that your word sets into motion. Do not measure your supply by the evidence of your senses, for the senses are slow to catch up with the truth you have spoken. If your purse feels light, do not give it the dignity of complaint. Give it the dignity of command. Speak to it as you would to a servant who has momentarily stepped away. You are full to overflowing now. Let your words be saturated with gratitude, as though the money had already arrived, for in the realm of cause it has. Gratitude is the fuel that accelerates your decree into manifestation. Say, "Thank you that I am richly supplied now," and feel the truth of it as you would if you held the very notes in your hand. Every great fortune, every sudden windfall, every unexpected opportunity began as a spoken word, charged with faith. The difference between the rich in spirit and the poor in spirit is simply the habit of speech. One speaks constantly of supply, opportunity, and blessing. The other speaks constantly of loss, delay, and difficulty. Life listens without judgment and gives to each exactly what is spoken. This is why you must guard your tongue as you would guard a treasure chest. Every word you utter is a seed. Speak only those you are willing to harvest. The spoken word is not bound by time or space. Your decree can cross oceans, move through walls, and touch the hearts and minds of those who can deliver your good to you. When you speak your one sentence with conviction, it travels instantly into the realm where all things are already finished and begins to draw them toward you. You may not see the movement at once, but rest assured, the law is working, and your good is on its way with speed and certainty. Speak, therefore, as one who knows, not as one who hopes. And as you speak, so it shall be. Immediate alignment is the moment when your thought, word, and feeling agree as one, and in that instant all resistance falls away, and the thing you desire rushes toward you without delay. Most people wait for conditions to be right before they believe, not knowing that belief itself makes the conditions right. When you align within yourself, the outer world must follow, for the outer is only the shadow of the inner. The instant you declare something with full conviction, without double-mindedness, the unseen law moves at once to make it so. There is no waiting period in the realm of cause, there is only the speed of your alignment. The universe does not respond to half-belief or to words spoken with uncertainty. It responds to the full and complete vibration of certainty, and, when that vibration is struck, all channels open, all delays dissolve, and supply appears as though it had been standing at your door all along. Alignment is not built by effort, it is recognized and claimed. You do not create abundance, you tune to it. Just as a radio does not create the music but simply receives the station it is tuned to, so you do not create wealth but tune your inner state to the frequency where it already exists. Immediate alignment happens when your word is spoken without contradiction, when no thought of how or if follows after, when the sentence leaves your mouth as a decree, not as a question. In that moment, there is no gap between you and the thing you claim. In that moment, you and your good are one. The delay most experience is not in the movement of supply, but in the wavering of belief. They speak a word of abundance, and then speak 3 more of doubt, canceling their own decree. They affirm that all channels are open, and then complain about lack, shutting the channels they just called forth. Immediate alignment means you speak once, and that word stands. It means you feel the truth of it in your body as though it were already fact, and you refuse to speak against it. The law moves instantly when the command is clear and unwavering. It is not a matter of time, it is a matter of purity of thought, word, and feeling in perfect agreement. The moment you are aligned, money moves, opportunities move, people move, circumstances rearrange themselves to obey the vibration you have established. The outer world is not stubborn, it is obedient. It must reflect the strongest vibration within you. This is why fear brings fearful results and why faith brings prosperous results. Immediate alignment is choosing faith so completely that fear finds no place to enter. It is not passive hope, it is active command. You say, I am richly supplied now, and there is no other voice within you to contradict it. You say, money comes to me instantly and in perfect order, and the feeling behind those words is so certain that the whole universe recognizes your order as law. You cannot fake alignment, but you can step into it in an instant. It is a decision, a full and final decision to agree with the truth of abundance and to reject every appearance of lack. Appearances are shadows, alignment is substance. When you stand in alignment, shadows cannot persuade you, for you know they have no power of their own. You refuse to speak about what you do not want, because you know every word is a seed. You refuse to dwell on delays, because you know delay is only the appearance of misalignment. You choose to speak only the words you want to see made flesh, and you speak them as though they were already here. Immediate alignment is the secret to instant results, for in truth, all results are instant in the realm of cause. The only journey is the one from doubt to certainty, and you can travel it in the space of a breath. The moment you say, it is done, and mean it with your whole being, the universe answers as you say. This is why a single sentence, spoken in pure alignment, can accomplish what years of effort cannot. Effort works in the realm of effect, alignment works in the realm of cause. Cause is always greater than effect. Cause moves the unseen, effect is merely the shadow of that movement. Do not wait for evidence to align, and the evidence will appear. To wait for proof before you believe is to wait for the shadow to move before the object does. The movement begins in the unseen, and your alignment is the spark that sets it in motion. Speak your word now, and speak it as one whose order is never refused. See yourself already supplied, already paid, already prosperous, and let that image fill your mind until there is no room for its opposite. When you speak from that image, your voice carries the tone of certainty, and certainty is irresistible to substance. The moment alignment is complete, you will feel the shift within you. It is a calm, a quiet knowing that does not need to check the outer world for signs. It does not rush or push, it simply holds the truth as fact. This holding is not passive but magnetic, drawing the matching conditions toward you at a speed the mind cannot calculate. You may call it faith, but it is more than belief, it is embodiment. You have become the thing you desire in consciousness, and now the outer must take its shape from you. Immediate alignment is this embodiment in an instant. Every decree you make from alignment is a law set in motion. The moment you are aligned, there is no need to repeat endlessly or plead for what is already yours. You speak once, and your word stands. You may affirm again, but only in joy and gratitude, not in fear or doubt. Gratitude is the seal that holds your decree in place, for it declares the work finished. When you thank in advance, you declare possession in the present, and the universe must match your declaration. Immediate alignment is the art of speaking and feeling from the end result now, knowing that now is the only moment in which creation happens. Faith over fear is the choice that changes everything in an instant, for these two cannot stand together. When one enters, the other must depart. Fear is the great thief of good, a shadow without substance, living only in the imagination of those who give it power. Faith is the light that dissolves it, the certainty that what is unseen is more real than what the senses report. Every condition of lack, every delay, every closed door has its root in fear. Fear of not enough, fear of loss, fear of failure. Yet these are illusions, for the supply of life is infinite, the channels are countless, and nothing can be withheld from the one who stands in faith without wavering. Faith is not a timid hope or a wish, it is a decree backed by the knowing that the unseen is already moving in your favor, and when faith speaks, it speaks as law. Fear asks, what if it doesn't happen? Faith says, it is done. Fear looks to the outer for proof, faith knows the outer will obey the inner. Fear doubts the channel, faith knows the source is unlimited and can use any channel it chooses. When you speak from fear, you call forth the very thing you dread. For your word is law whether you speak from faith or from fear. When you speak from faith, you plant seeds of abundance that must return multiplied. Faith over fear means you no longer lend your voice to anything you do not wish to see in form. You do not repeat stories of struggle. You do not affirm lack. And you do not question whether the law will work for you. You know it must, for the law is no respecter of persons, only of belief. Choosing faith over fear is not denying what your senses report. It is refusing to make the appearance your authority. The senses may say there is no money in the account, but faith says, I am richly supplied now. The senses may say the opportunity is gone, but faith says, what is mine comes to me now in perfect order. The senses may show delay, but faith says, everything moves at the right speed for my good. This is not blind optimism, it is alignment with the truth that the unseen cause is always greater than the seen effect. The moment you agree with that truth, fear loses its grip and supply begins to flow. Fear thrives on repetition. Every time you speak of what you don't want, you feed it. Faith thrives the same way. Every time you speak of what you do want, you strengthen it. This is why you must choose your words as you would choose precious jewels. For once spoken, they set the law in motion. You may not see the result at once, but the cause is planted, and the harvest is inevitable. Faith holds steady, knowing the seed will bear fruit in perfect time. Fear digs up the seed to check if it's growing, and in doing so, stops the growth. The choice is yours in every moment, to water the seed with words of faith or to poison it with words of fear. Faith over fear is an act of mastery, for the world around you may tempt you to agree with its appearances, but you are not here to echo appearances, you are here to call forth what you desire. Faith does not wait for outer permission, it speaks as though the thing were already here, because in the realm of cause it is. When you say, I have all that I need now, in the tone of one who already possesses it, the whole universe moves to match that tone. Fear says, I will believe it when I see it. Faith says, I will see it because I believe it. There is no greater wealth than the one who walks in faith, for such a person is never at the mercy of circumstances. Money may seem to come and go, opportunities may appear and vanish, but the one rooted in faith knows the supply is unbroken. Fear sees one closed door and stops. Faith sees infinite doors and expects the right one to swing open now. Fear clings tightly to what it has, afraid to lose. Faith releases freely, knowing more is always on its way. This is why the one who gives in faith never lacks. For giving in faith is simply making space for the next wave of abundance to arrive. The energy of fear repels supply, for it signals to the universe, I do not believe there is enough. The energy of faith draws supply, for it signals, I know there is more than enough. Fear contracts, faith expands. Fear tightens the hand, faith opens it. Fear hoards, faith circulates. Faith over fear is living in the constant awareness that what you seek is seeking you, and that your part is to open the way by holding to your word. Every time you choose faith over fear, you step into the position of command. You are no longer a beggar of life, you are a commander of substance. You speak as one whose order is law, not because of personal power alone, but because you are in harmony with the great law that governs all creation. The law cannot fail, and therefore your word cannot fail when spoken in faith. This is why you can speak one sentence and see money move toward you in ways that seem miraculous, though there is no miracle, only law in perfect action. To live in faith over fear is to live free, for fear is bondage and faith is liberty. Fear ties you to appearances, faith lifts you above them. Fear sees lack as real, faith sees it as a shadow, powerless to stand before the light. Fear keeps you waiting, faith delivers now. The moment you let go of fear completely, even for a breath, you feel the weight fall away and the current of supply rush in. That is the truth of how close your good always is, one choice away. Faith is the bridge, and fear is the wall. In choosing faith over fear, you choose the bridge every time, and the bridge always leads to the place where abundance is not a hope, but a fact. Command, don't beg, for the universe is not moved by pleading, but by authority. Begging is the language of doubt, declaring you do not yet have the thing you seek, and what you declare is what the law obeys. Command is the language of certainty, spoken by one who knows the thing already exists in the unseen and is theirs by divine right. Every thought you think and every word you speak is an order to the invisible substance around you, and that substance is ever ready to take form according to your decree. When you beg, you lower yourself beneath the law, acting as if you are powerless before it. When you command, you stand as its rightful master, knowing you were given the authority to call forth what you require, and that no good thing can be withheld from you. There is no power in a request born of fear. The universe is impartial. It gives to you exactly what you feel yourself to be. When you speak as one who is lacking, you send forth the vibration of lack, and that is the form returned to you. When you speak as one who possesses, you send forth the vibration of abundance, and that is the form returned to you. Command does not plead, it declares. It does not ask if it might be done, it states that it is done. Command is not arrogance, it is rightful use of the law. Just as a captain gives orders to his crew without wondering whether the ship will obey, so must you give orders to the invisible forces that shape your life, knowing they can only obey the voice of authority. Command is born of alignment with truth. You cannot command and doubt in the same breath, for a double-minded order is no order at all. If you say, "I am richly supplied now," but follow with, "I hope it works," you have cancelled your own decree. The law takes you at your final word. A command must stand unchallenged within you, it must be final. You do not keep shouting orders to a servant every few minutes to see if they heard you. You give the instruction once and it is carried out. You may repeat it in joy, in gratitude to strengthen your own faith, but never in fear, never as if the law did not hear you the first time. Begging sees the law as something outside of you that might grant or deny your request. Command knows the law is within you, responding to you, as surely as an image in a mirror responds to your movement. You cannot plead with a mirror to change, you must change yourself, and the reflection follows. When you stand in command, you are that change. You speak from the end, as though the thing were already yours, and the outer world has no choice but to conform. Command carries an energy that opens channels instantly. When you declare, "Money comes to me now in perfect ways under grace," the law moves at once to arrange people, circumstances, and events to fulfill your word. You do not see all the movements behind the scenes, but they are swift and precise. Begging, on the other hand, sends mixed signals, for it says, "I do not yet have," and so the law continues to mirror that state. You are not here to hope the law will act, you are here to direct it. Those who command do so with calm certainty, not with frantic shouting. A command is not forceful in volume, but in conviction. It is spoken with the quiet authority of one who knows the outcome is inevitable. Begging often carries more words, more emotion, more strain. Yet all of it is empty, for it comes from the belief in lack. Command may be a single sentence, simple and clear, but it holds the entire power of creation within it because it is spoken from belief, not doubt. Command also requires you to act as though the thing you decreed is already on its way. When a king gives an order, he does not run after the messenger to check progress. He goes about his business, knowing it will be done. In the same way, when you speak your word, you move forward in confidence, preparing for the arrival of what you have claimed. This preparation itself is part of the command, for it shows you are certain enough to make room for your good. The greatest obstacle to command is the habit of small thinking. Many have been taught to be timid before life, to ask for little, to believe they must prove themselves worthy before receiving. This is the conditioning of begging. Command removes all such conditions, for it knows worthiness is inherent. You were born with the authority to call forth supply, and the law does not withhold based on your past or your present circumstances. It responds to your current vibration, your current decree. When you speak in command, speak in the present tense, for the law works now. Say, "I receive my payment now. I am fully supplied now. All channels are open to me now." Avoid words that push your good into the future, for the future is always a day away. Command brings it into the only moment there is, this one. Feel the truth of your words as you speak them, and let that feeling seal the decree. Begging leaves you powerless, command restores your power. Begging makes you a servant of circumstance, command makes circumstance your servant. Begging says, "Please," if it is possible. Command says, "It is done." Begging waits. Command acts. The law is waiting for you to speak with certainty, to give it a clear blueprint it can build upon without contradiction. And when you speak with such authority, the movement toward you is immediate. The unseen begins to take shape in the seen, and money, opportunity, and supply obey as surely as water flows downhill. You will see them come in ways that seem sudden, but nothing is sudden. It was set in motion the moment you commanded. This is why those who understand the law never waste time in pleading. They know their role is to declare and to hold steady until the decree is fulfilled, and it always is. One sentence formula is all it takes to turn the unseen into the seen, for the power of creation is not in the length of speech, but in the alignment of word, thought, and feeling. A single sentence spoken with unshakable faith can accomplish what years of effort cannot, because effort works in the realm of effect, while the spoken word moves in the realm of cause. The universe does not count your words, it measures the vibration behind them. When that vibration is pure certainty, the law moves instantly to obey. The one-sentence formula is not about magical phrasing or clever arrangement of words. It is about speaking from the end, declaring as fact what you desire, without allowing the shadow of doubt to enter. It is the compression of truth into a command so precise and so charged with belief that the only possible response is fulfillment. One sentence spoken from fear is enough to delay your good. One sentence spoken from faith is enough to deliver it. This is the double edge of the law. It returns whatever you plant in it, without judgment, without delay. This is why you must guard your words as you would guard your fortune. For in truth, they are your fortune. The one-sentence formula works because it bypasses all excess thinking and focuses your creative energy into a single point of direction. It is the difference between scattering light in all directions and focusing it through a lens until it becomes a beam powerful enough to ignite. Most speak too many words, diluting their command with contradictions. They affirm abundance in the morning and speak of bills at night, not realizing they are planting weeds among their seeds. The one-sentence formula removes this weakness by making the decree so clear that it leaves no room for the opposite. You speak once as law, and you hold to it, letting every thought, action, and feeling agree with it. The law responds to consistency, for consistency signals conviction. A decree that changes with every mood carries no authority. A decree that stands unchanged is irresistible. The beauty of the one-sentence formula is that it works instantly in the unseen. The moment it is spoken from alignment, the cause is set in motion, and the effect is inevitable. You may not see movement at once, but the unseen has already begun to rearrange itself in your favor. Money begins to shift hands, opportunities begin to turn in your direction, people begin to act in ways they themselves may not understand, all to fulfill the word you have spoken. The visible will always catch up to the invisible, and the invisible moves at the speed of your faith. To use the one-sentence formula, you must strip your word of all hesitation. There can be no I hope or I wish or maybe someday. The sentence must live in the present moment, for creation happens only now. Say, I am richly supplied now, not I will be. Say, money flows to me now, not money will come. The future tense keeps your good one step ahead of you, forever out of reach. The present tense pulls it into the now, which is the only place it can take form. The power of this formula lies in the fact that it does not negotiate with appearances. It does not matter if your account is empty or if no opportunity seems near. The one sentence does not bow to what is seen. It speaks from the truth of abundance, not from the shadow of lack. Appearances are the past solidified. Your decree is the present reshaping the future. When you speak your sentence, you are not describing what is, you are declaring what must be. You must also feel the truth of the sentence as you speak it, for words without feeling are like seeds without water. Feeling is the life that causes the word to grow into form. Imagine the state you would be in if your decree were already fulfilled, and speak from that state. Let gratitude infuse every syllable, for gratitude declares possession. When you say, I am grateful, I am richly supplied now, you are not hoping. You are stating that the thing is already yours, and the universe matches that certainty with form. The one-sentence formula is not about repetition for its own sake, but about holding the decree in your inner atmosphere. You may speak it again and again, if it strengthens your conviction, but never as if to convince the law to act. The law has already acted the moment you spoke in faith. Repetition should be celebration, not persuasion. Each time you speak it, feel the reality more deeply, until it becomes as natural to you as your own name. Those who master the one-sentence formula live as commanders, not beggars. They do not scatter their energy across countless affirmations, hoping one will work. They choose their sentence, They mean it, and they live as if it were already done. This is the posture that money, opportunity, and all forms of good respond to without hesitation. The universe loves clarity. It rushes to fill a clear order. Your one sentence is the blueprint. The law is the builder. Once given